So I was approached by someone that keeps bees that has a bit of an idea of my background with dogs and such. She heard that I was a Landside search and rescue dog handler and thought that we might be able to train a dog to find AFB. So I was unaware what AFB actually was, so I looked at the project and thought that would be quite interesting. And then I was directed to our local honey expert, Jason Pryor, just down the road from me.
It's American foulbrood. It's a disease of the European honeybee. It's been in New Zealand bees ever since they were brought in the 1840s. Why it's a problem is infected colonies, they get weaker and weaker over time, and what happens is they eventually die out. Other hives in the area will come in and steal the honey out of those hives, and in doing so they spread the disease around. So it's quite contagious once it takes hold. It affects honey yields ultimately, and the only cure at the moment is basically destruction of the colony. So that involves burning the colony, which is, if anyone who's had to do it, it's quite a nasty sort of experience to have to kill your friends, your pets. So what we want to do is actually eradicate it out of New Zealand. We've had dogs involved in the industry trying to find AFB in the past. The issue's always been that we've never gone through a clinical process to identify and isolate the volatiles or the scents in AFB that dogs need to be trained on. So part of this project is going back to the basics and saying, let's train dogs on uncontaminated instances of the disease, where we know that the only thing the dog has been trained on is the actual disease. And then let's produce a procedure for training dogs that we can reliably say this dog knows how to detect the disease.
So I decided to choose 4 dogs with inherent search and hunt patterns that would probably be good for this project. Then we devised a way to be able to imprint target odor in a sterile situation. So we built a clinical room with a stent to a carousel, so we can make it that the target odor is condense it with no other contaminants. We have 4 dogs here at the moment that are up to the search level that's required, and now we're going to bring that down to 2 dogs, take them into the trial, and then we'll have Massey University will run the trial, peer review it, and then publish the results. The way we teach our dogs, as long as we have the dogs that have inherent behaviours and want to play, that's the most important side of that. The actual teaching them to find an odour and indicating such is quite simple. Bear in mind they can find a very small odour in an Olympic-sized swimming pool full of water, so their capabilities are fantastic. Also, if you took an inspector to search an apiary with maybe 20 hives, it may take as long as an hour. Dogs would simply search 20 hives in probably under a minute and give you a very high probability of detection should the odour be present.
A beekeeper may go into an apiary and find one hive that's got the disease. If a dog comes in afterwards and says, yes, that hive definitely has it, and then also finds another 2 hives that we couldn't see, that is the sort of success we're looking for.